All right, so let's see. First topic, procedures, common tasks. Includes topics such as topology discovery, OS fingerprinting, service discovery, packet capture, log review, route firewall, ACLs review, email harvesting, social media profiling, social engineering, DNS harvesting, and phishing variables. So, these are the different topics that we will be covering. There's some questions that I have probably omitted, and we leave them till the end of the chapter and bring them up in a different one, or I'll just place a link on that. So let's move on. Topology discovery. Topology discovery entails determining the devices in the network, their connectivity relationships to one another, and the internal IP addressing scheme in use. Any combination of these pieces of information allow a hacker to create a map of the network, which aids him tremendously in evaluating and interpreting the data he gathers in other parts of the hacking process. If such a person or hacker is completely successful, he will end up with a diagram of the network. Your challenge as a security analyst is to determine whether such a mapping process is possible using some of the process and tools covered later in this chapter. Based on your findings, you should determine steps to take that make topology discovery either more difficult or, better yet, impossible. OS fingerprinting. Operating system fingerprinting is a process of using some method to determine the operating system running on a host or a server by identifying the OS version and build number. A hacker can identify common vulnerabilities of that operating system using readily available documentation from the internet. While many of the issues will have been addressed in subsequent updates, service packs, and hotfixes, there might be zero-day weaknesses, issues that have not been widely publicized or addressed by the vendor. Well, you can always look it up and find out if a vendor has any vulnerabilities or updates. Back in the days, they probably never gave you any information that there was a vulnerability, and probably they just placed it on the website and really didn't tell you anything. So the hacker can leverage in the attack. Moreover, if any of the relevant security patches have not been applied, the weaknesses the patches were intended to address will exist on the machine. Therefore, the purpose of attempting OS fingerprinting during assessment is to assess the relative ease which it can be done and identify a method to make it more difficult. Service discovery. Well, operating systems have well-known vulnerabilities, and so do common services. By determining the services that are running on a system, an attacker also discovers potential vulnerabilities of the service of which he may attempt to take advantage. This is typically done with a port scan, in which all open or listening ports are identified. Once again, the lion's share of these issues will have been mitigated with the proper security patches, but that is not always the case. It is not uncommon for security analysts to find that systems that are running vulnerable services are missing the relevant security patches. Consequently, when performing service discovery patches should be checked on systems found to have open ports. It is also advisable to close any ports not required for the system to do this job. And that's another thing that we can take a look after. Maybe we can break it down a bit more, and then see what ports are open or what services are running that are not necessary. So that's something that we'll probably go back and in a later chapter or a later video that I would like to also address. All right, next topic, packet capture. Packet capture is a process of using capture tools to collect raw packets from the network. Attackers are almost certain to do this if given the opportunity. By using packet capture, attackers may discover the following: sensitive data that is not encrypted. Information, while not sensitive, may help with the OS, network, and service discovery process. Packets sent between routers that may reveal network and device information. By performing packet capture, a security analyst can see what attackers see and can take steps to mitigate the most revealing issues. So, packet capture. We can always. That's another one that we can take a look at also in a later video. How do you, or what tools you can use to do packet captures. One of the major or well-known packet capture utility or tool that you can have or use is Wireshark. But this is something that, like I said, we will be speaking about that in a later video. So next topic, log review. Although logs not generally available to an attacker, are not generally available, to an attacker until a specific host is compromised. Security analysts should examine logs of all infrastructure, devices, and critical servers system for signs of attempted access, both successful and unsuccessful. It is likely that the first thing an attacker will do after compromising a system is to clear entries in the log related to his access. Attackers may at times fail to do so. Moreover, in some cases, careful examination of system and application logs may reveal that access entries are not present or have been deleted by the attacker. Again, you always got to keep an eye on the logs, because if the system gets compromised, if the attacker knows what he's doing, one of the things that he's probably going to try to do is just delete the logs. So that's one thing to keep in mind, guys. Next topic, router firewall ACLs review. ACLs, it stands for Access Control List. Routers and firewalls perform critical network functions in the environment. They may contain routing tables and access lists, configuration information that can greatly assist in network fingerprinting. Information regarding a device's operating system may also reveal common attacks that may be successful on the device. Probing your own devices can help you see what information would be available to an attacker. As a part of this process, both the operating system and the firmware present on the device should be checked for any missing updates and patches, which are frequently forgotten on these devices.